until about 4 months back, there were about 71,000 cases pending before the Supreme Court, out of which 56,000 being civil matters and 15,000 were criminal matters. Out of these cases, Shreya, you'll be surprised to know that nearly 11,000 are awaiting disposal for over 10 years, with 42,000 cases pending for less than 5 years and about 18,000 being between 5 and 10 years. Now, nearly 60 lakh cases, 6 million cases are pending in the 25 high courts across the country. Going by the figures which are just 6 months old. I mean, these are the figures which are 6 months old, and I'm sure the numbers has risen only. It hasn't come down. The number of backlogs in the subordinate courts is whooping. It's 4.13 crores, 41.3 million cases. Now, if we were to add up the backlogs of all the courts, Shreya, the number rises to approximately 50 million or 5 crore cases. Now, these figures are nothing but devastating. Or if I may say, so these numbers are a blot on the face of rule of law and administration of justice. And let me quote from one of the online sources. In 2018, Niti Aayog had brought out a strategy paper where it was concluded that at the then prevailing rate, beg your pardon, of 2018 of disposal of cases in our courts, it would take more than 324 years to clear the backlog. Can you believe it? 324 years to clear the backlog. So where are we today? If law minister is making noise, I think it's quite justified in that sense. I'm not blaming judiciary even for a moment, but at the same time, I have to say that somebody has to ponder, somebody has to introspect that where things have gone wrong, what reforms have not taken place. And the pendency at that time when Niti Aayog did this 2018 research, it was 29 million cases. Now, cases that had been in courts for more than 30 years, numbered about 66,000 in December 2018. By January 2021, it had risen to more than 60%, to 1 lakh plus cases pending for more than 30 years. So it is definitely a horrific, terrible scenario. Now, what do these facts and statistics demonstrate? I mean, it demonstrates something is seriously wrong, as I just pointed out somewhere, and we must acknowledge it with all honesty, candidness, and magnanimity. Judiciary won't become small if it was to acknowledge that where we all have gone wrong. We won't become small by this sincere confession. Now, having said that, somewhere I feel that judiciary did not reform itself as much as was need of the time and society. The judiciary cannot survive in vacuum. It must change and recast itself, so as to meet the changing norms and values of the society, changing needs of the society. Now, lack of reforms have stifled growth because separation of powers is there in India, and it is not a model which is watertight. So I mean, it has a system of checks and balances as well. So I think somewhere we have missed out something, and which we need to identify.
Please remember to subscribe to us and switch on the notifications for this channel. For our other social media links, more content, and to support our work, please visit citti.net. Dhanyavad. Namaskar.